What's up, guys? This is my literal guide on how to live your dream life. Starts off by saying, you have to have a reason to want to change because your dream life is never going to happen until you have a reason enough to change. And you say, fuck this shit, I'm done with this shit, I want something better than this. And that's what you ask for, and that's what you pray for, and that's what you work for. Like, my current state spiritually is something that I don't want to accept. It's been a long time of being on the fucking gravy train, though. But keep in mind, guys, I tend to get what I choose. I tend to get what I choose. Um, 10 more solid years of hard ass work for me is going to mean I'm 30 now. It's going to mean by the time I'm 45, I'm living my dream life. I finally have met people that are living the life that I want to be living. My landlord drives a Porsche, also owns a nice truck. Has people working for him, owns 2 businesses, and has investments. I want to be that guy when I'm 43, and he's only 43. He has girls, or a girl. I just want to be in. He has muscles. I want to be like that guy, but instead of a Porsche, it might be a Lamborghini. Instead of 2 rental properties, it might be you know, 200 rental properties. Instead of, 2 businesses, it might be 12 businesses. Instead of a little bit of muscles, it might be a lot of muscles. Just, an extension of that. But the 2 businesses, it might be 12 businesses. Instead of 2 businesses, it might be a lot of muscles. Just like an extension of that. But the 2 businesses, it might be a lot of muscles. Just like an extension of that. But the 2 businesses, it might be a lot of muscles. harder working version of that that doesn't just sit at the bar all day. Because work is what I love to do. So I love to work and build my business. It's what I love to do. But at the end of the day, when I'm 45, what do we make all the money for anyways, right? But to enjoy ourselves, but if you're making anything less than, I've made an average of about $1 million a month for the past 8 years. But, at one point it was like I took a major loss at one point. Just to come back like 5 times stronger 5 years later. I went from like a $12 million net worth to like a $5 million net worth overnight. And I you know, I don't think I'll take a loss like that ever again. You know, you want that kind of money that you can't easily outspend. You know, you can go to the bar and drop like 5 racks at the bar and like my landlord who drives a Porsche, like Porsche is a nice car. Okay, he drives like nice cars. They're like nice cars. You know, but the fact that it's a Porsche and not a Lamborghini or something shows me, you know, that brother, if you're making less than $1 million a month, truthfully, you're behind the curve, you know. I made 3 million the other day. Or about a week ago, a week or two ago. So my goal is just to automate and it's not that if you want to live your dream life, it's not that you suck, it's that your vehicle sucks and your vehicle if you work a job, right? Your vehicle sucks. And and what I did to live to create like I'm like halfway to living my dream life, or rather about, yeah, pretty much halfway. I worked 12 hours a day for 10 years. Okay, my 10-year anniversary of being in business full time was this year. You know, and then I took 2 months off. And the hardest part is starting. And to start, I had to cultivate an ecosystem to enable long term success and growth. And I dropped out of college, spent all my money. I had 3 grand saved up. I spent all my money on my first business. Which didn't work, but it taught me a lot. I figure you either win or you learn, and the more you learn, the closer you get to winning. I had mentors out the fucking ass. You know, I've been in like an upward spiral of becoming smarter and better at this shit. For you know, 10 years. You know, it started out with a divine interest in just making my dreams come true, whatever my dreams were at the time. And then as I got older, I had more time to think, you know. And then I learned that really I don't want to be like a 20-year-old kid with all that money. 20-year-old people tend to underestimate how much of children they actually are. You know nothing about the real world. You know nothing about adult people. The closest thing you have that I had to adult people, or I had my grandparents who coddled and catered to me emotionally, spiritually, psychologically. There's not much to life, but there's a lot you can learn from other people, even if they just work a job and shit like that. So I had to learn that so you have to have that mentality. You either win or you learn, and you have to be willing to waste 10 years. I didn't waste 10 years, but you have to be willing to waste your life. It's kind of hard to fail, when you consistently focus on success, unless you wish that for other people. I don't have much of an opinion on people who wish failure on other people. I know that anytime I wished something on someone else, I wound up getting shitted on, right? And that same fucking thing would happen to me. But I would not wish failure on anybody. If you ask me, the only people I wish failure on are people that wish failure on other people. And I look around, I see a lot of people that want to be rich, but I don't see any fucking work. I don't see any fucking effort because you're scared to waste your time. You're scared to waste your money. As a gatekeeper to success is, don't be too emotionally attached to your money. That is like a principle that is mine. Is like, don't be too emotionally attached to your money. Worst case scenario, you wind up homeless on the streets. And that is not that fucking bad. Starving to death is not that fucking bad. Getting eaten by spiders is not that fucking bad. Having your testicles nibbled off by rabbits would hurt real bad, but is not that fucking bad. There's not too much that this earth could really do to you. It could be like really shitty for a really long time. But it's not like fucking hell for all eternity. Like, don't complain. You know, fucking do the work and don't complain. And that's all I have to say.